bad things are always going to happen to me. I can't do anything about it. What's the point? No one cares about me. That is negative self-talk and self-sabotage.
And those are also prayers, and those are also spells. So if you walk around saying, don't nobody care about me, that is the energy that you are creating in this world. That nobody cares about you. And you will see what that really looks like. If you walk around saying, oh, I'm so stupid and I'm so dumb. First of all, how do you think yourself feels when it hears you say stuff like that?
You have 500 and something trillion cells.
And they all listening to you. They waiting for their instructions. So when you say stuff like that, that's the instructions that you are giving your cells. That's the instructions that you are giving your environment, your experience. Those are the instructions that you are giving. So please be mindful of that.
Please be mindful of your self-talk and the ways that you sabotage your mental health that keeps you bogged down in the victim mentality.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the High Tea Honey podcast. I am your host, Shantaé.
And I am your host, Nikka. Hello, welcome. Welcome for the first time. Welcome back if you've been here.
Yes.
Shit, welcome us back.
Yes.
Because we've been gone.
Not for long. But you know, we are people living life. Yeah. And life has been lifing.
The fuck life.
But I'm grateful to be in this space. I'm grateful that you are here to spend a little time with us as we discuss victim mentality.
Yes. And that is what life has been lifing us about.
Okay, look, we don't speak on that and we don't know.
Okay. But yes, I'm happy to be back. But I just thought about my son. I've been gone for a minute. Now I'm back at the jump off. Goons in the club.
You know, I'm a Whitney girl, so it's always, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Because I really have, girl.
But yeah, we've been gone for a minute, but we back at the podcast.
High tea, honey.
Ready to share some sips with y'all. Ready to share some tea with y'all about some life-changing experiences, some testimonies, some trials and tribulations, some lessons, some wins.
Yes.
All of those wonderful things that we've been learning while we've been out here lifing in this world.
Yes. Absolutely. And I just want to say, before we start sipping and teaing and spilling, you know, tap in with us everywhere that you can.
Everywhere.
We are on YouTube,
TikTok, ticking and talking,
Instagram,
IG,
at High Tea Honey. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. We're a lot of places, y'all. So please tap in with us. We would love to hear from you, love to see you, love to connect with you in multiple ways.
Yeah, please. Tap, 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 tap in. Ain't that's Sweetie's song?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Sweetie's song. So how you been? How you feeling?
I have been a lot of things. I think I have been all of the things. I've been happy. I've been sad. I've been mad. I've been glad. I've been excited. I've been a lot of things. But right now, in this moment, I feel pretty good. I'm happy to be here.
That's all that matters. The present moment.
Yes, coming back to the now. Remaining in the now. Because all of that other stuff is really a distraction.
Trying to throw a bit get y'all. Oh, Lord. Obviously, y'all can see how I've been.
Okay, I'm about to say, how are you right now, and how have you been?
Okay, how I've been up in the storm. But the storm is passing. What is that good old Kurt Franklin? Is that Kurt Franklin? The storm is over now.
Oh yeah, that's definitely GP. Are you with me?
Oh yeah. I was out here on the revolution. Okay.
Ooh, ooh.
And I ain't gonna lie, Earth was stumping on your girl for a minute.
Girl.
Life was stumping on me for a minute. But today I feel okay. I was feeling really tired earlier today as we started to prepare. But now, that the day has kind of progressed a little bit more, I feel okay. I'm not gonna say I feel fine or I feel good because I don't feel any of those things. I feel okay, and I am okay with that.
Amen. And I love to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So y'all already know what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into the sip.
The sip. The sip is our segment where we discuss our current topics. Like, what are we listening to? What are we reading? What are we drinking? What are we thinking about? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Babe, you want to kick us off? What you got over there in this cute little mason jar?
I'm drinking, what's that little sparkling? It's like a sparkling elderberry rose water. That's like the only sparkling water I'll drink.
But like, because I have some of that in my cup as well, mixed with a little lavender kombucha. I don't even see the sparkle in it. I feel like it's flat to me, but
I know it's sparkle when you first drink it. Like when you first open it, it's just like, oh yeah, it's so good. Because I do not like sparkling water. I just think it is. Who the fuck invented like,
people who wanted to drink cool drink, but wanted it to be water or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the only one I really like that I enjoy. Thank you for buying that for me. I treat myself sometimes when I go to, what is it, Mom's? I think it's at Mom's. I go to Mom's.
I think they sell it at Whole Foods and some other places too.
Now?
I'm pretty sure that's where I got that from.
When I go to Whole Foods, I be on a mission.
Yeah, you gotta be focused when you go in there. Like, you have to have an agenda, a list.
Because you'll spend $1,000 real fast.
Quickly.
What else am I sipping on? Musically, I actually just been listening to like meditations, sound frequencies a lot. I just started listening to this like sleep meditation to like reprogram the subconscious mind, which child. I ain't gonna lie, I am starting to see the effects of it because I've been listening to it for a while. But wow, the shit actually do be working even though you be asleep.
I mean, yeah.
I listen to a little music here and there, but no, I really just been trying to like. I mean, I mostly listen to music at work, but like my music choices have just been like a lot of sound frequencies, sound bowls, meditations. I ain't really been trying to listen to like a lot of words. I'm trying to really retain my mental and emotional and spiritual spaces for like healing modalities. I'm not really trying to fill it up with a lot of shit. Word, girl.
Stop.
Like, what you looking at? Book. I just started listening to The Creature of Jackal Island. It's the book about the Federal Reserve, that fake ass institution that they made that ain't federal nor is it a bank. Yeah, I just started listening to that on YouTube because we ain't got what's it called? Audio. What?
Audible.
Yeah, we ain't got that, and I ain't paying for it. So I was like, let me go find that shit elsewhere. So I found it on YouTube, and this man, he read the shit to me. So I just be listening to it in my AirPods.
Well, good. I'm happy that you have access to the things that you want to have access to.
I'm going to find a way.
Okay. Now that's one thing. The resilience is strong on this side over here, okay?
And then, let me see. What am I watching? So, y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but my favorite actor is Denzel.
Denzel?
Yes, that's his real name. His name is actually pronounced Denzel, but we call him Denzel, and that's that nigga name. I am watching every single movie he ever played in, and I must say, the man is supreme. Okay?
That's the Capricorn quality. You know what I'm saying?
He's supreme. He is supreme. I watched a movie that he did in the 90s. I think it came out in 1998 called Fallen. I watched that last night and it was really good. And tonight I'm probably going to watch The Hurricane.
That he was a boxer in that movie, right?
Mm-hmm. I went to jail or prison and then got out.
I haven't seen it, but I feel like we had that DVD or somebody had the VHS, so I remember the cover of it, but I've never seen the movie.
So yeah, that's what I'm watching. What else were we watching? Oh, girl, our shit back on.
What?
Sex in the City. And just like that, I watched the new episode. But I was trying to.
No, that's cool. I wasn't really into that show anyway. I would only watch a couple episodes with you, but that's not something that I would be like, oh, that's our show.
I love it, y'all. It's so cute. I like to see them old.
Yeah, we need to see people aging, because that's a natural part of life.
And still, living, a good life. Because sometimes when I think about old people, they ain't even old. They literally, in their 50s. But, when I think about, mature women, sometimes I be thinking, they just don't be doing nothing. But they really give me inspiration for when I get to my, mid-40s and later.
Nice.
Bitch, I'm being a prime.
Yeah, really, that's what it is.
Yeah.
If you allow it to be that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm watching, listening to, reading. Well, he reading to me and drinking.
Well, all right. Yes, indeed, and thank you.
What you been sipping on?
So like I mentioned, I have a little bit of what you have. That elderflower and rose lemonade. Apparently it's sparkling, but I didn't realize. Mixed with a little lavender kombucha. I've been into mocktails lately. It's just kind of making drinks playing with herbs and stuff. It's pretty fun. Books. I recently finished The Myth of Normal by Gabor Mate.
Can't wait to read that.
Woo! Enlightening, eye-opening, can relate, resonates deeply, all of the things. I enjoyed that one. I just started Get Good with Money by Tiffany Aliche. I hope I say her last name correctly. She goes by the Budgetnista.
Oh my God! No, did I put that book on my
I did, but again, it's gonna come back around.
Yeah, I wanted to read that.
I'm still in the beginning of it, so it's still kind of like background intro stuff. But I'm gonna stick with it and see what's up, what she has to offer. I'm also reading some other books about just kind of self-help stuff. So one book is called Self-Esteem.
Oh yeah, the book we found.
Yes, the book we found in the little free library in Seattle, Washington. We were there recently celebrating our anniversary. We just opened up the little thing, and that's the first book I saw, and I said, babe, pick a page number. And you picked it, and we read it, and I was like, all right, well, I think I need to take this one with me, because, it was giving me something. And
it was giving very much something. Something.
So that's Self-Esteem by Matthew McKay and Patrick Fanning. And I'm also reading a book called Now What? And it's really designed for young people to help them figure out what their career path is going to be. This was a book that was gifted to me in 2014, but I never read it. And at the time, I was like, you know what? I'll read it when the time is right. And I don't know. Recently, I was called to it, and I'm like, okay, well, let me see what's up.
Well, you are in a pivot career-wise.
I am in a pivot career-wise, so it does feel like a good time to like think more strategically and intentionally about, you know, what I would like my career to look like. Because this is, you know, a developmental moment in a lot of ways.
Yes, I probably need to read this shit too, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm shifting. Well, I'm pivoting in my career too.
Yeah, and I don't know, like just going through some of the exercises, I'm like, yeah, this is a great time because like I'm where I need to be to like answer these questions thoughtfully and like, you know, really be real with myself. So that's been good.
Good for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
And like they just said, you know, the biggest sip of all is child. We just crossed that bridge of 3 years married.
3 years of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Child. We gonna have to do a whole little marriage update type of episode.
For real.
Because it's so interesting and it's not at all what you expect. And yeah, it's a lot of different things.
And you, as y'all can see, our marriage is already unconventional.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. I can't wait to do that episode.
That's gonna be a good one, y'all. Stick around for that. Tap in with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, we definitely want some crowd participation and engagement on that one. So be ready.
Yeah, and I mean, well, for our anniversary, we had a really good time though. We went to Seattle, which is a place that both of us have always wanted to visit individually. And we went at the perfect time of year.
We did. It's like summer.
Was perfect.
Well, actually, it was the summer solstice when we were there.
Mm-hmm.
And the weather broke. So, like, it was warming up. It was hot. The sun was out. And, you know, for those who aren't familiar, Seattle is very rainy, very gray most of the time. It's pretty, but it rains a lot. It's a lot of water out there. So we went at a really, really great time.
Mm-hmm. The first day when we got there, it rained. So we just rested, which was perfect. Because that's what we always like to do when we go on vacation anyways. That first day, we just like to rest. We don't want to do a lot. Order in, sleep on and off, find some good stuff to watch. And then the next day, we like to get up and get it rolling. And that next day, wow.
Yes.
What an experience. Now, I will say, be fit. And take you some workout clothes when you go. Because them heels.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, them heels.
Oh, yeah. Thighs was right, honey. The burn of it all. But we will be sharing some content from our trip in Seattle. So, y'all, please stay tuned for that.
Get ready.
Y'all can see what we did, what we liked, some of the things we didn't like. It was a really great trip overall, though. I'm really excited to share more about it.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yes.
Ready?
Music. I have been revisiting Solange's last 2 albums. Seat at the Table
and
When I Get Home. She been helping me.
That is my favorite godmother.
You know, I feel like me and Solange are like soul sisters in a way that I can't really explain. But like her birthday is my half birthday. So that means that my birthday is her half birthday. And like, I don't know, it's just like some similarities and I don't know, but that's my sister, y'all.
And, you know, Cancer is a sister sign of Capricorn.
Yeah, and opposite. And that's my rising sign.
God bless.
All right. But yes, I think our thirst has been quenched with the sip.
Yeah.
We've been doing some fun and interesting things. And now I think I'm warmed up.
Yeah, I'm warmed up.
And ready to talk about this victim mentality.
Yeah, we have had to recover from
it. Yeah. But first, let's like talk about what it is, how it develops. You know, I guess like our experience with it. We have some tools and resources for y'all. You know, a lot of things. So just, you know, spend a little time with us right quick. Be with us for a moment.
Yes.
All right. So before we start, I do have a disclaimer or two that I would like to share.
Yes.
So, victim mentality. First and foremost, we are not blaming anybody for anything. I'm not in a place where I'm blaming myself for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to do it. I'm not blaming anybody else. I do want to say that this does not apply to children. This also does not apply to people who are actively experiencing harm or are in dangerous situations.
It do not include y'all at all.
We're not talking about y'all. We understand, that is a unique circumstance, and we're not trying to blame you for your circumstance
at all.
Who does this apply to, babe?
Like people who have like some type of like quality of life where they have some kind of control over their well-being, and then they kind of get caught up in the muckiness of playing around in victimhood.
So people who can make a choice.
Yes.
All right.
There we go. People who can make.
So this is for people who can make choices
and have choices.
And people who are looking to own their choices, because even though someone may in fact have a choice, they may not believe that they have a choice because of a victim mentality. So that's who we're talking to. We're not talking to children. We're not talking to individuals who are actively in harm or danger. We are talking to people who have choices and may need to be reminded that they have choices.
And you got the power.
And you got the power.
I actually don't like that song though.
What? I got the power. I mean, yeah.
I don't know if it's the yelling or what. But all right, let me get back on topic. Okay, yeah. So the victim mentality is dedicated to our peeps who have choices, and these are reminders that y'all got the power. You have the power. You have the authority. You have the autonomy. Okay?
Yes.
We want y'all to be well out here.
Yes, and that's up to you. You can do it. You really, really can.
Okay, so let's explore where the victim mentality can actually come from. And our first point is, take it away, babe.
Well, for some people, it comes from your family and how you are raised. It has a lot to do with the examples around you. Like, for instance, if you are raised by individuals who have a victim mentality, it is likely that you may develop those traits and habits and behaviors as well.
Number 2.
Religion. No disrespect to nobody, but religion can sometimes keep people or put people in a victim mentality. Having somebody to blame, the devil. Having someone to save the day, God,
or Jesus,
or whoever or whatever.
Allah, all of the beautiful names, Jehovah, all of the beautiful names God is called by. Y'all put all the responsibility on them.
And it takes away the choice. It takes away the self-responsibility for some people. It takes away the accountability.
I've been there.
So, religion, for some, I'm not saying for everyone, it really can cause the development of a victim mentality. So what is the victim mentality, baby?
Okay. Oh, I forgot to write down our source. So sorry, y'all.
You forgot to write down what?
The source.
Oh.
Shantaé's big on sources, but okay, so I'm going to read this for y'all. I'll plug the source later. So it says, the victim mentality is a state of mind and or a being that makes it challenging for you to see that you are in control of your life and that there is no one in charge of you. And with that, some of the things that happen along with that is it robs you of your inheritance, which was a personal power placed inside of you by God, and it doesn't allow you to have control over yourself.
So, babe, the source for that is us, girl. We came up with that one. Now, I
We
remember
did?
that part we came up with. So, the source is
off the internet.
No, some of the other stuff,
Okay.
But I think we came up with that definition.
Yeah. Okay. Well, girl, look at us.
Okay, let me read it again.
Dictionary.
Okay. Merriam-Webster. The victim mentality is a state of mind or being that makes it challenging to see that you are in control of your life and there is no one in charge of you. It robs you of your inheritance, which is your personal power God placed inside of you.
And it does do that, y'all. I am a witness and a survivor.
Yes, survivor.
Of that. There have been times throughout my life, different aspects of my life, where I was so caught up in a circumstance that, like, I just didn't see no way out. I was like, Lord, you gonna have to save me. Lord, you gonna have to bring me out. Can you hear me?
No.
Oh.
I can hear you a little bit better now.
You're gonna have to bring me out. You're gonna have to make a way out of no way. And really surrendering the work without understanding that just as much as I put my faith in put my faith in God, I also have to put my faith in myself to help bring myself out of that situation. Just can't lay down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been there.
Yes. I have also been there. So, ditto, basically, to what you just said. But the victim mentality for a lot of people, it comes from past trauma, betrayal of trust, codependency, manipulation. So, again, and what we said earlier about not blaming anybody or not blaming ourselves, sometimes the victim mentality is developed in response to some uncomfortable, negative, traumatic, possibly experience. Mm-hmm. So it's not like, oh, well, y'all just saying, like, I'm out here just, doing whatever, like, but stuff happened. Yeah, stuff did happen. And, sorry, I got distracted. This is real life, and it's all good. Stuff did happen, but what we're going to discuss more as we go on is that you do have a choice to stay in the stuff that has happened and, allow it to continue to happen to you, or you can, empower yourself in different ways to make different choices to have different experiences.
Yeah, you really can. So that's what we're going to talk about in our first part is how we remain in and actively participate in victim mentality. Mm-hmm. And so the first one that we do is we avoid responsibility and we are placing blame elsewhere. Mm-hmm. And we're making excuses. Like, oh, child, sometimes when I think about the excuses, I can't. I'm not able to. It's not possible for. They did.
Yeah, I was waiting for the they, because that'd be the one.
She said.
Well, if he would have just.
Yeah, those things, they really keep us deeply, I would say, deep in the burrows of the victim mentality. That blaming and really avoiding responsibility. And I know some people would think like, well, how can I be responsible for what somebody else did? I think the easiest way to say this without kind of sounding like offensive is like when we recognize what is happening, because people are doing things based on them, and sometimes they put that on other people, but what they're doing has everything to do with them and not to do with you. I think that that is kind of the tipping scale for you to understand, like, okay, so this is about that person and they are doing this thing to me. So what can I do for myself to no longer be a part of that? So how can I be responsible for myself as it relates to that person? Like, so for me, for instance.
Come on, examples. Let's go.
If somebody is doing some shit I don't like, I ain't gonna fucking be around you no more. So that way I don't have to develop this thing, this narrative in my mind around like complaining about the person, or like every time I turn around they're doing this, doing that. If I see firsthand that you are acting in a way that don't feel good to me, or that is harmful to me or other people, if you harm other people, there's a likelihood that I'm going to say something to you. However, but if it's harming me and I'm just like, it ain't that deep for me to have a conversation with you, I'm just going to remove myself if you're not at a certain level of significance in my life. But if you are at a certain level of significance in my life, I'm going to say to you, I don't like that. No, you need to stop, whatever. And then if you decide that you're going to keep doing it, I'm just moving myself out. And I'm taking responsibility for myself. I'm taking responsibility for my emotions. I'm taking responsibility for the way that I speak over my life, even the way I speak over your life. Because sometimes when you blaming people, you kind of like oppressing them too. And you like kind of keeping them trapped in that cycle, because words are spells and words do have power. And so like, I've learned that over time. Not no pro, I'm just saying. But like, that is how you take responsibility for yourself. And these are for people who have choices. Putting yourself in the situations and in the circumstances that allow you to be your best you and take back your power. Like, they doing something you don't like, you ain't got to be fucked up with that no more.
Yeah. So that's a great example of the power of choice.
It does get a little complicated when you're dealing with family. However, you can still take responsibility for your own life in those spaces too, instead of avoiding responsibility and then making excuses for why you can't put yourself in safe situations, but then making excuses for why they get to act the way that they act and treat you the way that they treat you.
That's a good one, babe. I like that.
Next one.
Not seeking solutions. So that is not taking action to improve your circumstance at all. Allowing yourself to be stuck. I got some examples for this one. The ways that I have played into the victim mentality have very much so been like, well, what's the point? Like, just feeling like if I didn't have the power to change something, that I shouldn't even try. But that's a pure example of victim mentality. Like, just feeling like I personally don't have the power. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. They or whatever. Like they, and it's like no. I may not be able to make one action that wipes all of this away, but I can do something. I can choose to think about this circumstance in a different way. I can choose to take my feelings about what this person is doing or how they should be acting out of it or who this person is to me, and like really look at the behavior and be like, Shantaé, for yourself, do you like this? Do you fool with this? Like, is this helpful to you? Like, how does it make you feel like crap? Like, being honest about what's going on, and then deciding to take some action related to that, even if it's what I would consider small, even if it doesn't solve everything. Like, what can I do to make myself more comfortable in this situation or in this relationship or in this experience?
Yeah, that was good. Thank you for sharing that one, babe. That was a good one. Now this next one is straight to the point, and that one is rejecting help or support. Both been there.
Amen.
That's all I would say.
I just want to give a little extra clarity. I ain't gonna say too much, but for the people like, no, it's all right. I got it. Oh no, you don't have to. No, don't worry about it. I'll be straight. I'll be all right. You, that's who I'm talking to. You right now. All right.
Because people can see, especially those who are being put in your path. Look, my ass going on. Well,
look, okay. Just to let go.
Some people can see, and I think that those people are divinely placed in your life to be able to see, to be able to help you understand that they can see what's going on, and for you to open your eyes and wake up and accept the help and support, instead of falling victim again to the circumstance or experience that then cultivates the victim mentality. Yeah.
That's good, baby. Up next, we have a sense of powerlessness. And I kind of spoke to this earlier, so I'll just read this one. Believing you lack power to change your circumstance. Kind of self-explanatory.
Been there.
Been there, done that.
I think teenagehood is weird. Teenage and early adulthood. Because you just on the cusp of adultness and about to get out your parents' house and shit. But, I don't know. I feel like that's when it get the most complicated and you feel real powerless.
I could see that.
Yeah. The next one is negative self-talk and self-sabotaging. Bad things are always going to happen to me. I can't do anything about it. What's the point? No one cares about me. That is negative self-talk and self-sabotaging.
And those are also prayers, and those are also spells. So if you walk around saying, don't nobody care about me, that is the energy that you are creating in this world. That nobody cares about you. And you will see what that really looks like. If you walk around saying, oh, I'm so stupid and I'm so dumb. First of all, how do you think yourself feels when it hears you say stuff like that?
You have 500 and something trillion cells.
And they all listening to you. They waiting for their instructions. So when you say stuff like that, that's the instructions that you are giving your cells. That's the instructions that you are giving your environment, your experience. Those are the instructions that you are giving. So please be mindful of that.
Please be mindful of your self-talk and the ways that you sabotage your mental health that keeps you bogged down in the victim mentality.
Yeah. Lacking self-confidence or self-esteem. This is kind of similar. I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough.
Yeah. Because sometimes when a circumstance you have been in has, beat you down and jerk you down so bad, and you start to align yourself with that, oh my gosh, again, the negative self-talk starts to come along. And then that starts to cultivate character in you. So then you start to show up in spaces where you're not actually acting smart enough. And you are actually talented, but those talents are not thriving out because somebody been telling you, you ain't never gonna be shit. And so then you start believing you ain't gonna never be shit. And even though you know you're gifted and you know you're talented and you know you're smart and you know you're highly intelligent, you don't allow yourself to be those things.
I honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I literally am just pulling myself up out of that lack of, or I won't say lack, but I would say impaired self-esteem and impaired self-confidence. And it had a lot to do with my health and some of the health challenges that I've been experiencing lately. That really, I noticed, just altered the way that I felt about myself. Altered what I felt like I was capable of doing. And I had to go pull myself back from that because it's you know what? This thing, yeah, it's happening, but it doesn't define you. Everything is not gone or altered because of these things. got it. You just gotta believe it. Like, you gotta, figure out how to work with this. Don't let your life stop because of this.
Yeah. The next one is frustration, anger, resentment. And some examples of that, and or some thought patterns around that, and or self-talk around that is, the world is against me. Felt that one before. Hopeless that the circumstances will never change or get any better, and resentful and angry towards people who seem happier or more successful than you. I've been in those places too.
Yeah.
Definitely been in those places too. And those are some hard ones to come out of, because the emotion around that, because anger is an emotion, frustration is an emotion, resentment is an emotion, envy is an emotion. Like, when you feel like somebody is happier than you, or somebody is more well off than you, or somebody is more successful than you. I ain't never really thought about it from like a success place, but like, I've definitely thought about it from a place of like, damn, their life is better than mine, bitch. I am over here in the dumps. Like, a bitch wanna be happy too.
Mm-hmm.
And like mad because everybody around me seem happy and I'm not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, bitch, I am mad. Don't bring that happy shit around me, ho.
And I think it's only because it's a fear
Yeah.
of like, well, it's not even that you're necessarily mad at the person.
You're
it's
not
just
mad
like
at the person.
You just don't see how it's going to happen for you. So you just you feeling angry. Like,
yeah. Which, deep down, when you look at anger is just the surface emotion. You just really feel sad or remorseful that you, like, what you are experiencing at this current moment, that you watch somebody else have joy and bliss in their life, and you don't have that. You just feel deeply remorseful for yourself because you can't grasp that for yourself. So it comes out in anger or frustration or resentment or even envy. But those are just surface emotions. And I really think that we need to do a podcast about emotions and how emotions are a lot deeper than what is on the surface.
Please, let's do
it. Because there's really no reason for us to be angry or frustrated or resentful towards other people, because happiness is ours too.
Mm-hmm.
But when you feel victimized and you fall victim to your circumstance or what has happened to you or your upbringing or what religion has done to you, like, you just don't see how it's feasible for you.
I would say that I think that the victim mentality really does make it all about somebody else or something else. And I think what it is inviting you to do or to look at or think about is like, how can I cultivate a relationship with myself so that way when I see what other people are doing, I'm not upset about it. Mm-hmm. Or when I see that, someone is doing this, like, I can honor myself by communicating, like, you know what, I don't really like that you treat me this way, or like, it is about like self-empowerment and kind of like taking the onus on yourself and believing that you do have the power to change something, because when you make it about something or somebody else, you always are left at a deficit.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that is something you definitely want to pay attention to. So this portion of the victimhood and victim mentality episode, we are going to be discussing some resources and tools that can help us have positive conversations with our younger selves, to cultivate safety, affirm us, and have frequencies and release different blockages, while also developing personal forgiveness and recognizing what has caused the harm in the first place.
Mm-hmm. That's good stuff. So one of the first things that we can do is to avoid labeling ourselves as a victim. Mm-hmm. I think that there is a way that you can acknowledge what your experience has been. You can acknowledge, what has happened, but you don't have to remain aligned with that forever. Like, you don't have to label yourself a victim. because you experienced something traumatic, uncomfortable, hurtful, harmful. That's not the end all be all to your life.
It is not. It is not. And that one is good. The next one is we can set some boundaries. And these boundaries do not only apply to other people, but they also apply to yourself. So that way you are no longer victimizing yourself for the situations that have occurred. So this also helps you not become prey to predator, even if the predator is you.
Yes, because sometimes what that can look like is like just believing that your role is whatever it is and you can't be anything beyond it. Like, oh, like, well, I'm a mom, so that means like I can only do this or I can't do that. Like, sometimes that could even play into the victim mentality, just believing that because you have a particular role that you are only limited to that and you can't allow yourself to have fun, you can't allow yourself to breathe, you can't allow yourself to take care of yourself in the ways that are most meaningful to you.
Yeah. Next one, babe.
Self-compassion, handling yourself compassionately, reinforcing positive self-talk. So earlier we discussed, how negative self-talk can impact you, but positive self-talk serves the same purpose, just in a more helpful way.
Liberating.
So, think about what you want your life to look like, what you want it to be like. Like, spend some time exploring the possibilities and like speaking well over yourself, even if you are in process or things are, in progress. Like, you're on your way or you can be. So, say some things to yourself to help reinforce that, help to create the energy that you want to see.
Yes. The next one is working with a therapist to help you understand and explore the underlying causes of what trapped you in the first place. I can say from personal experience that working with a therapist has really helped me. So if you have the funds, the means, the time, the capacity to expand your support, not rejecting your support, but finding the help and the support through therapy to help you kind of discover what trapped you in the first place, all the better.
Yeah, sometimes the stuff is hard to catch and hard to see
and identify.
So working with a professional really can be helpful and like just help relieve some of the pressure off of you, because you are capable and you do have a lot more insight into yourself than anybody else does, and sometimes it is really great to work with somebody to support you do that.
Yes, yes.
Another thing that you can do is identify and accept your personal self goals and needs to help bring you out. So, I mean, we kind of spoke about this at several points throughout this episode, but, just allowing yourself to want what you want, to need what you need.
Mm-hmm. And like really like striving towards that. And when, those uncomfortable thoughts or uncomfortable feelings or even those self-sabotaging, thought processes and emotions come up, really reminding yourself like, okay, I see you, because you can identify it. And then reinforcing that positive self-talk along with probably with whatever coping mechanisms you have gotten from your therapist to really keep you in alignment with the goal that you're working towards, which is self-freedom, self-liberation, personal power, personal autonomy. Because that's what we need it, we want it, and we deserve it.
All right. And that's that on that. All right, y'all. So here's my favorite part, because I'm the affirmation queen. Tap in with me at Healthy Wealthy Lady on TikTok and Instagram, because I got all of the affirmations and sayings. But here are a few of my favorites that I think relate specifically to this episode and the victim mentality to help us retrain our brains and overcome some of the deep-seated thoughts, feelings, and emotions that we have within that may be running our lives that we don't realize. The first one: I am breaking the fear-based agreements I have with myself and others. I claim my personal power.
I have that affirmation. It's not written like that to a T, but it's something to that. effect that comes up on my phone every day at 2:35.
Okay. And yes, like use these as inspiration. You can use them verbatim. You can use them as inspiration to make up your own. You can remix them. Like whatever is most helpful for you, do that.
Yep. And the second one that I love, this one is my favorite, is how can I see and practice my brilliance today?
That's beautiful.
That is so beautiful to me. Because you are brilliant. You are smart. You are intelligent. You are a beautiful, divine being made perfectly. And you get to exist in that way. So how can you practice that beyond how you feel and what you are experiencing?
And the thing is, when you ask yourself questions like these, allow it to come from within. You don't have to be in your mind like, oh shit, well, I need to do this so I could seem brilliant. Nah, you already brilliant.
Already.
So allow the brilliance within you to guide you. That's what it's about.
And the final affirmation, babe?
This one, I like to personalize it. So I say to myself, Shantaé, show me how good life can be. I put my snaps in the mic.
She is such a wordsmith.
Shantaé, show me how good life can be. That puts the onus on me. The power in me. I'm not looking for nobody. Me, I get to show myself how good life can be. So, blank, insert your name. Show me how good life can be.
Yes, that's good. I like that one. I need to add that one. To my early morning reminder.
Yes. Get it in there early.
First thing in the morning. I like that one a lot. Ooh, yes. Can't wait. I'm gonna write that one all bold too.
So, y'all, we hope these help. We also have some frequencies that we are going to add to a YouTube playlist that you can listen to. Some of the ones are about root chakra, helps with feelings of safety and security. We have some about supporting relationships and reconnection, harmony, change, releasing negativity. So tap in with us on YouTube at High Tea Honey for the frequency playlist that you can listen to at your leisure.
Yes. I would say the best time to listen to it is when you go into bed. The frequencies, I would say in the morning too, but when you go into bed because you already had your day, and it is a beautiful winding down to really reestablish that nervous system, settle that brain down, because in this day and time, life is very busy for people, but it be like the girls are very, very busy. And so sometimes we take a lot of those different stresses and mindsets to bed with us, so then we're not resting well, so then the next day we can't show up well. So using some of these frequencies while you are on your way to sleep to unwind and then to move into those deeper ways of sleep, y'all, it is the best. I highly encourage you to use them for a bedtime. Put them on while you're doing your skincare routine, brushing your teeth, even if you want to put it on while you're doing your evening shower. Just start you like a unwinding with them, and then you'll see how much easier you fall into your sleep. Then the next day when you wake up, you could feel revitalized, and then throughout your day, you could see how you just feel more settled and more grounded and more safe within yourself. And then you literally will just start to see just how your life is shifting. You will start to see more things about you and more things about the people around you, but awareness is the beginning stages of cultivating real change for yourself.
Yes, when you are aware of it, you can do something about it.
Yeah. So I hope that this episode was helpful to y'all. Again, these are things that we've been practicing. These are things that we have been through. These are things that we have been able to identify within ourselves. Things that we have overcome and are still overcoming, because that self-sabotage.
Listen.
That one got your girl in a stronghold. But I'm working on it.
Amen. And that's the best that we can hope for. Because you're not a victim, and neither are you. So if there are small ways that you can reclaim your power, small ways that you can invite your mind, your body, your habits to be your ally, Do them.
Do it.
Do them. You are worth the outcome of that.
You are. And we love y'all.
Yes. Much love. And thank you for the love.
Yes. So until next time, be well.
Be true.
Be
you.